This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
I'm your host, Mike Feed.
And this your Cole's Cole and Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch ballers all around the world. Top-notch ballers all around the world. Today we got a very special guest on, baby. Representing Quincy Florida, Gadsden County, by the name of Mickey Baker, the Undertaker. That's what he used to say back in the day, Mickey Baker, the Undertaker. Now, when I say a brother, this dude really like family, man. I done seen some real things and hard times with him growing up. And guess what? He stood hard in the paint like Walker Flocka said on the song. Mickey Baker, he a strong character, man. His family treated me like family. When I used to go down his grandma's house, when he out there raking the yard, sometimes I had to go rake the yard with him. His grandma come out there and say, y'all finished? And she'll feed me. You know, his auntie. Even that time, you know, his mama and them, she used to come around my house. You make it up here? And that just show you the close bond, his brother, his sisters. It was he real family to me. And and when we were playing ball, I played the middle linebacker, he played the outside linebacker. And this went on for years, man, middle linebacker, outside. And I say, man, if we would have played in college together, we'd have probably had the best defense in the nation. And we were competing. I remember we used to play school. In high school, we played at James A. Shanks. And I remember sometimes we making plays, and our coach, he used to do something called the Trio Blitz, Coach Rodell Thomas. And two of the time, I ain't even worried about getting the sight. I knocked him off the sight. Because I ain't want him to get it. I know I couldn't get it, so I just hit him, boom. And I ain't going to never forget. He stood up, he said, Phil, what you doing? I ain't want to tell him the truth. So I ain't even worried about, ain't that crazy, y'all? I ain't even worried about getting the sight. I'm knocking him off because I don't want him to get it, so I know I can't get it. So I'm going to go ahead and buy him. At least I know he ain't got it, I ain't got it. But, man, this is a real true story, man. Mickey Baker, he played linebacker. He was an all kind of defensive player of the year in Tallahassee Democrat, Big Bend. The Big Bend area consists of about 40-some schools. He was a defensive player of the year, all kind of, all-state, first team, linebacker. He went to JUCO All-American. He played at Dodge City Community College, JUCO. Then he went to Akron for a minute. Ended up going to Missouri State. Coming out of high school, he played at East Gadsden High School. That was his last year he played. He initially signed with FAM, but he was really like a dominant. He was pretty much like an All-American linebacker. Like he should have been an Under Armour All-American. What else they got now? Rival for All-American. He should have been in the top 100 because that's what the type player he was. Mickey one of the best athletes, man, pound for pound. In any town, I'm telling y'all, man, out of Gadsden County, Quincy, Florida, man. But without further ado, I'm going to let C-Mo bring him on.
How you doing, Mick?
Yes, sir. How you doing, baby?
Good, man.
Glad to be here with y'all boys. Man.
Hey, same here. But you know the crazy thing about it, I was telling you when you came up.
Yeah.
I done talked to you so many times through Mike, through JUCO.
Right.
So, but officially me, it makes sense and everything because I used, he'll tell me all the stories. I used to tell me, now, I never did this in my life because it hurt my feet if I get out on that road and run. But I swear he used to tell me y'all two used to race barefooted trying to get it. See if you get it.
Listen, man, that's all we did was compete. Yeah. Like, that's all we did was compete. He was like my big bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, whatever you doing, I'm going to try to beat you in doing it. No matter what. Running, lifting, whatever. Like, we went at it. Pound to pound, we went at it every day. Every day, man.
Now, when you out there and you balling, and like you said, you got the defensive player of the year, you that guy.
Right.
Where you wanted to go? I know you went JUCO, but where did you really want to go with locking it down the way you did? And who was after you that you wish you could have went to at, you know,
I mean,
if you could run it back.
I really want to go to the U.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you had DJ Williams,
Mm-hmm.
you had Vilma, all the boys played linebacker.
Yeah.
You know, so I really want to go to the U, coming out of high school. But you know, my knock was my height, 5'10", 5'11".
Right.
And I guess y'all just had, you know, Andy Gay on the podcast, and he told me one day when I was coming out of school, he told me, say, look, he said, if you were 6 foot, you'll go anywhere in the country.
Oh.
You know, back then we was played, it's all about your height.
Right. Which
Especially
don't make
playing
sense,
linebacker.
really.
You know what I'm saying? It don't make, you know, right now in days, people don't care about your height. As long as you can play ball. Back then, it was about your size, height, what you running, what you looking like. So, yeah, I decided to go, you know, actually I signed the FAM. And I don't, you know, FAM was about to go D1. You remember, Mike? The year I came out. That's the only reason why I signed the FAM, because I felt like they was going Division 1.
Right.
But when they biked out, that's when they had Coach Billy Joe. When they biked out, we're not going to Division 1, that's when I signed to junior college. Because I always felt like I was a Division 1 player.
Right.
I wasn't no Division 1 AA, nothing like that, because, you know, me, I started on varsity in my 9th grade year.
So your baller got to have it.
Yeah, I got that. You know what I'm saying? I started on varsity in my 9th grade year. So, you know, I felt like, you know, D1 was that or nothing.
Right.
So I went to JC Rod. I went to JC Rod, discourage JC. Then I finally went to finally got my chance D1.
Now that's when, cause Brett Biggs, he from my hometown, Bartow.
Yeah, Brett Biggs was my host when I went to Akron on my visit. Brett Biggs was my host.
Yeah. Cause we was,
he was my host. Yeah, that's my dog.
Cause when you was getting ready to go, I'm like, hey, we got somebody up there.
Right.
And then Mike say, so that Q-Town and Bartow always link up, man.
Mike, Brett Biggs, he got me up there. He told me some good things, and I committed the same weekend I was there.
Now, see, I gotta. Now, see, when I say we like brothers, man, I'm talking about, man, like real family, y'all. I'm talking about it wasn't a day. At one point, me and Mickey Baker were around each other every day, man. Every day. And I remember one time he got in a little trouble in high school, and it broke my heart, y'all. That was my first time I really had a real argument with him. Like, I said, Mick, what you doing, man? I ain't even really give the man no fair conversation.
Right.
Cause I being selfish, cause we were supposed to destroy the world. I thought it was over.
Right.
And you know what's so honest? He looked at me. He didn't even really say too much. He was like, man. And I remember that. Just remember him looking at me. And he knew I was hurt too, but you know it just that show you that brother, that connection, and you know he ended up bouncing back strong. You know he bounced back strong. They gave him another chance to play ball, and for a lot of young kids out there, just know when you get to a certain point, it ain't never just over like that. You know, it ain't never just over. And Mickey, I want to know what you were thinking around that time when, you know, you got that, you know, had that little situation.
You know, with the situation where, you know, growing up in poverty, not having a dad, not having a moms, you know what I'm saying, not being there for me and playing football and stuff like that, and I was good at football, I wanted things like cars. You know, you had a car. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything that y'all had. But, you know, I had me a little job at Winn-Dixie. And back then, you know, I didn't know anything about marijuana, anything about drugs, but I know my oldest brother, you know, he used to have the weed over there in Sharp Court and Hillside, and he was making money. So I was tired of working at Winn-Dixie. I used to push the carts. I was tired. And while I was working, you know, everybody else was playing, you know, they had the basketball games like Shanks, Rickles, everybody coming through while I'm at work. So I'm like, man, bump this, man. I'm tired of this, man. I want to have the nice things, man. Hey, man, I'm finna go sell me some marijuana. Straight up. That's what I told myself. So the funniest thing, you could tell I ain't know anything about no drugs because the first day I got on campus with that weed, that's the first day I got caught.
Oh, I ain't know that.
That was the first day I got caught. The first day I stepped on campus, the night before, I bought an ounce of marijuana for $100. I know you remember Trey Anderson.
Yeah.
Trey Anderson. I called him up. Hey man, look, I just got my check. Hey man, I finna buy some weed, man. I finna go to school, and we're gonna bump out. We're gonna make this money. I ain't know anything about no marijuana or anything. I called my brother. He came down and he bagged them all up in $10 bags. And he was like, man, Mick, man, what you doing, man? I say, man, I need some money, man. He was like, man, don't. My brother Mike. Yeah. He like, man, don't take that shit to school, man. I said, what you? He like, man, don't take it to school, bro. Something gonna happen, man. He like, man, give it to me. I sell it for you. And when you come off the school bus, I have your money for you. But I ain't trust my brother. You give Mike anything, he gone. You know what I'm saying? You give Mike anything, he ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, no, I'm finna do it myself. They're like, man, you playing ball, you don't need to do that. So he batted up, whatever. So I called Trey next morning. Before we got on the school bus, I gave him half for it. And I had my half. So I'm like, Trey, don't say nothing. We get on campus, we gonna do our thing, and we gonna make our money. Time we get off the bus, get to school, Trey Anderson get off the school bus. I get off the school bus. Trey go left, I go right. Next thing I know, I just hear Trey talking. Hey, I got some weed. I'm like, what? So I'm already thinking like, oh man, this man crazy. Mm-hmm. So I was in my Algebra 2 class. I forgot what the lady name used to teach my Algebra 2 class. But it was me, Michelle West, it was your cousin, Scooter Man, all of us was in there. And my spirit, something told me in my spirit that, man, something finna happen. Now you know the fact that I just got the bud the next day. We at school, we just on campus, 2 hours on campus. So I'm sitting in my Algebra 2 class, so I'm like, man, something about to happen. Next thing you know, I hear a knock on the door. Doom, 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 doom. Security guard opened the door. Boom. So I'm looking down. I remember Michelle West. She was sitting right there, right beside me. And Scooter Man, he was sitting right beside me. But Scooter Man knew what I had already. Scoot he looked at me. And I looked down. I'm like, I ain't tripping because I don't know who he coming in the class for. So next thing you know, I hear him tell the teacher, can I speak to Mr. Baker? So when you tell the teacher that, Scooter Man looked at me and hit my hand. He was like, they talking about you. So I look up. He was like, yeah, I want Mr. Baker. I want you to come to the office, plus grab your book site too. So I'm like, so when I stand up, cause Scooter Man, we tried to switch book site. Like I told you, Scoot already know what I had. So Scoot like, get my book site. So as I got up, I picked up my book site first. Then I dropped my book site, tried to pick up Scoot book site. Then the security like, nah, I want that book site, what you just picked up. I'm like, dang. So I picked up the book site. Boom. We go down to the office. Time we get in the office, the first person I see is Trey Anderson. Time we get in the office, the first person I see is Trey Anderson. Time we get in the office. So we goes in the office. I got my backpack on, and the principal, Mr. Ray, James Ray, he asked Trey. He was like, Trey, now who you say you got that marijuana from? And Trey was already crying and everything in there. He was like, Trey, who you say you got that marijuana from? And I remember this like it was yesterday because that's something in my life that you'll always remember. Yeah. He rose up, he put his hand over his face like that, and he said, Mickey. I said, my heart dropped to my stomach. I say, what? Mr. Ray say, Trey say he got it from you. So do you got marijuana on you, Mickey? I'm like, man, no, I ain't got no marijuana. And that's when we had lockers. So I'm like, no, I ain't got no marijuana on me. They were like, man. And then Mr. Ray like, we're gonna go check your locker then. I say, go ahead. So I'm thinking everybody for the rush out of there and just leave while I had this in my backpack. I was gonna go to the bathroom and flush it. They left another security guard in there with me. They went to the locker. It wasn't nothing in there. And that's when they searched my book site and found all the marijuana in there.
Man, me, I was so crazy. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Yeah. And like me say, there was a significant moment. Cause we coming up, me and Mickey used to talk about ball every day. Right. And we competing every day. And why it hurt me so much, cause I ain't want to see him get in trouble neither. You know what I'm saying? That's why I went straight down, because what's so amazing, when you so close with people, everybody coming to my class, man, you heard me? You heard? I'm like, what? I'm thinking something bad. Something else done happened. I'm like, what? So I'm getting mad. I'm thinking I'm finna have to fight somebody or something. So I'm trying to figure out, because they ain't really telling me nothing. So I'm like, well, what's wrong? Y'all nah, man, he gone. They done did, I don't know. I seen it. They said he in the office, this and this and that. But that's what eventually I ended up finding out. And he had to end up going to another school, but he ended up being able to play ball with us again.
Mm-hmm. They kicked me out. My bad. They kicked me out the rest of the semester. They sent me to an alternative school, which was down the street from Shanks.
Yeah.
What the school was called?
I can't remember the name of it.
QEA.
Yeah.
QEA.
Yeah.
QEA. That's what the school was called. QEA was an alternative school for like kids, getting out of juvenile home. My first time there, man, it was bad, but it was a good experience for me. Wake up call for me. And my mom ain't really never been there for me, but every time something happened, she always was there for me. And I want to thank Mr. Rogers that worked at the school board. Roger Milton. My mom, Roger Milton, and Coach, they helped me get back into the school system.
Coach Gay?
Not Coach Gay. It was Coach Rodell. Coach Rodell Thomas. They helped me get back into the school system. They said expelled me. They had to expel me for half of the year. They didn't want to, but they had to do something to me. So they expelled me for half of the year. I went to the alternative school, and you remember I couldn't play in the spring jamboree.
Yeah.
You remember I couldn't. That's when y'all played against Ernest Sim, when you knocked out Ernest Sim on the screenplay. I still remember that. But I couldn't play in the spring, but I came back my junior year. I still had to go to the alternative school, but they let me play ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They let me play ball, so it worked out for the best.
Do you wish that you would just say, man, forget that, I'm gonna go on, push them buggies and call it a day?
I won't say I wish, because I needed that. Sometimes people need a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? I needed that because it could have got way worse than that.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying? I needed that. I needed to try to sell bud to go to school and get caught. I needed that learning lesson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it helped me cope with life. It helped me cope with things when I went to Kansas, when I went to the University of Akron, when I went to Missouri State. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And remembering, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that. You seen what just happened to you in high school.
Right.
So I needed that.
And see, y'all, a lot of young kids need to know that, because really, he wasn't the only one got a try. I ain't going to get all into it, but I had another linebacker teammate named Ron Martin. He ended up getting in some trouble. And y'all, it's so amazing. All three of us played linebacker from middle school to high school. The same. It's like it ain't even changed. The same position. And looking back at it, I wish, not say you want to wish something, because what happened and already happened. But I almost wish we could have played at the same college together, because we had a good little rotation and a good vibe where we already know what Ron gonna do. I already know what Mickey gonna do. I ain't even really got to look at him. And Mickey, and another good thing too, y'all know I ended up going to college called Mickey Baker. Let me break the story down. So Mickey, he was, like I said, he was the top recruit coming out. But his junior year, he ended up going to something called a Nike camp. And I guess some kind of way he got with a guy who ended up getting information and seeing stuff about him. And the guy had a website named Sunshine Prep. And Mickey was at the house one day, and he called me. He said, "Fid, it's a guy say he want to talk to you, man. He got a website named Sunshine Prep. He want to try to help you get to school." So, I ended up contacting the guy, and the guy was like, "Hey, man, I was watching the film with you and Mickey, and I kept seeing you making plays with him. You going to school anywhere?" I said, "No, sir." Cause I was real militant back there. Like, "No, sir." "Yes, sir." Especially when I got around some grown folk. "Yes, sir." "No, sir." And he was like, "Man, I tell you what. Let me put this film out there and see what happened." So this guy put my film out. I kid y'all not. He did a little story on me, got my information. 2 days later, I had like 12 junior colleges call him. And the guy asked me, he said, "You want to go D2, D3, NAI, or JUCO. He said, cause all the other schools pretty much got everybody. I said, I want to go to JUCO. That guy put my film out. Well, 2 days later, he put the film out on his website, and he wrote a little article. The same day he put it out, I had 12 JUCO hit me up. Hey, this. And that's what I'm saying. Like, me and Mickey, we are always forever have a connection, cause, he a real brother to me. And I want to know, Mick, like, with you coming out of school, cause I remember seeing you before you signed. And y'all, to be honest, he really ain't want to sign for you. He was thinking about Louisville. Like, what was your thoughts, man? Like, you wanted to go to Louisville, but you end up signing FAMU. Like, what? Because you end up, because Valdosta too now. Valdosta bought him up, y'all, and had a big boy visit laid out for him. So talk about your recruiting process coming out of high school.
Man, I had Alabama State, Alabama, FAMU, Valdosta State. I had a lot of mid-major schools, D1 AA, and like I told you, I just felt like I wasn't, my level of talent was better than that, and the reason why I chose FAMU because I was just ready to get the process over with. I double signed. See, I knew I wasn't going to FAM. See, I double signed. I signed with FAM and I signed with Dodge City Community College. Unless, because if FAM was going to back out of D1, I already knew I was going to JC. Now, if FAM would have went D1, I probably went to FAM. You see what I'm saying? Because we got a better schedule. We playing D1 talent. You know what I'm saying? So, but they didn't go D1, so I backdoored and I went to junior college. I double signed. On signing day, I signed 2 scholarships. I signed 2 scholarships. I signed with Dodge City and I signed with FAM. I just did FAM because it looked a little better than just signing with the JC. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I worked it out like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I went on with the JC. I ain't never show up on FAM campus or nothing. I remember Billy Joe, them boy would look up. I'm in Dodge City. They call him. I ain't even picking up my phone. Yeah. Because y'all told me y'all was going to Division I. I was a top. I was like, FAMU biggest recruit down there like ever. Yeah. Like that year when I signed with FAMU. So I was Big Ben Player of the Year. Yeah. FAMU ain't had too many Big Ben Player, All-State, Top 75, stuff like that. So, when I went over there to Village, Billy Joe, we going D1, we want you. We're gonna give you the defense. Billy Joe, we're gonna give you the defense. We're going Division I. We finna build onto the stadium. We finna have a better schedule. This is what he was promising me. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen. So, I went on to Dodge City. And that was probably like the best decision I ever made, going to Dodge City.
Yeah. And see, y'all, when I say brothers, that's really what it was. And I remember one day, I got to give a shout out to Jay Ripman, too. And Jay Ripman, daddy, he used to treat us like real kids, real sons to him. And he pretty much opened up the floor with us, man. He had Jay Ripman, he was really like a basketball player. So me and Mickey, Sunday, Jay wasn't even home. Mr. Ripman used to let us go in the backyard, play basketball. And, me and Mickey, he thought he was Shike, and I thought I was Kareem. So we out there playing ball. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to slap his head. He trying to hit me like he Kobe. Mm-hmm. And then Jay Daddy had a little thing set up in the back for us to play video games and everything. It was like, it's almost like a movie dad. And I remember one day, me, Mickey, and Jay Ripman at my house, and I realized my dollar was gone. So I'm like, Jay, where my dollar at, man? He like, Phil, I don't know what you I say, Jay, man, I'm going to ask you one more time with my dollar. He said, man, I don't know what you're talking. So Mickey, I ended up looking at Mick. I like, Mick, what you did with my dollar, man? I know you got my dollar. He talking about, man. And y'all, this is something I used to do with all my friends at a certain point. I get mad with them because I got mad at Sid Fisher them one night. They were talking about my car, so I tried to kick all of them out my car down in the middle of the road. But this is a situation with Mickey. So I like, man, you know what? Get out right now. So this was $1.
$1, man.
I was trying to kick him out the eye for $1.
I mean, flip
what
the whole
grade
house
y'all was
outside.
in?
Probably, I don't know. We were young, man.
Yeah,
so like third, fourth, fifth grade?
No.
You had to be like, we still had to be like you had to be like at least ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
You probably ninth grade. I probably 8th grade.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
So you kicking people out your house for $1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Mike Figure ain't play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was going. Well, but Mick, tell the people a little bit about yourself growing up and how it was for you.
Growing up with, no mom, no dad, no guidance, it was tough. It was real tough growing up, man. But I had my granny. Shout out to my grandma. I love her to death. She stood in there and pushed me to better myself. Out of my whole family, man, I'm the only one got my A degree. I'm like about 12 credits away from my BA degree. And it just leaving Florida, going to see the world, man. It made me a better person. Even though being an adult, I ain't gonna say I've been the best person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got ups and downs, but I live and I learn, and I'm happy in it. I'm in a happy space right now, in my mind, in my body, and in my soul. So, and growing up, I ain't never had my dad. My dad just got out of prison for doing 25 years. He just got out 5 days ago. So I'm finally getting to meet my dad, and we're getting to have a relationship. I got a daughter now. I have a son now. I'm about to get ready to open up my food truck. I have a cannabis brand going on, big into the cannabis world because, played football, I got bumps and bruises and stuff like that. So I can't do like the pills. So I'm deep into the cannabis. If y'all want to find me, y'all can find me on Instagram at Cannabis Kill Racism, c.k.racism. I'm one of the biggest brands in Florida. I'm in like 10 stores with my clothing, shirts and T-shirts and masks and stuff like that. So, life been good. Life been good, and like I said, Mike Figures is one of my best friends, man. And to be what you just said about helping you get into college, man, I had a lot of, I used to do everybody tapes.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? I used to do everybody tapes, everybody highlight tapes. I learned how to do that stuff. I helped Demetrius Horn. I helped Anthony Battles. Even Sylvester had. All the boys went to my junior college. You know what I'm saying? So I always looked out for people, man. Looked out for people. Once I started learning how to do that highlight tape, I always looked out for people, trying to help people get to the next level, because I feel like our coaches, the coaches that we had, Rodell Thomas, they didn't push that on us. Like, we really had to do everything by ourselves, especially trying to get to the next level. But then you come to Tallahassee, you got Rickers, Lincoln, them boys going everywhere. They don't have to do it like that, but we had to get together and make our own highlight tapes and stuff like that. Man, I think it was pretty hard back then. It was pretty hard back then.
My last question for you, Mick.
Mm-hmm.
We ask everybody this, and I want you to give your top 5. Don't put me in there. I'm talking about give your top 5 Quincy football players of all time in your eyes. How you feel Quincy top 5?
Top 5. I go Dexter Jackson. I ain't really never seen Dexter Jackson play, but he won a Super Bowl. So, and he was Super Bowl MVP. So I'm gonna go Deck at 1. I'm gonna go Ray. Willie Simmons at 2. I'm gonna go the Cody Fag at 3?
3. Mm-hmm.
Man, that thing hard, man.
Got 2 more.
That thing hard. That's hard. 4 and 5, that's hard. Of course, I'm gonna put me in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I put 4. I'm 4. I'll put me in there. I feel like I'm the best linebacker that ever come through.
You heard that, Mike?
That's period.
Yeah, you heard that.
Yeah, that's on the best linebacker.
Look at him and tell him.
Man, Mike, on the best linebacker that ever come through, man. They know it. Ever come through. I'll put me at 4. And I don't know, man. I don't know who 5. It's hard. It's hard.
You got Nitro Batter, Leroy Smith, Charbeard.
Man.
What's that one boy name was? Last name was Jackson. He played at East Gadsden.
I know you talking about. Your bro was cool. You know, when I be talking about players, I'm talking about like Big Ben players of the year. I'm talking about, you know, people that really came through and destroyed, saw the standard for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's hard, man. Like, you know, Det Jackson. I went Willie Simmons. I went Dakota Fair. I went Mickey Baker. And
You can't leave the room. You got to give me one more. Stan James. Nitro Battle.
He gonna force you to put Nitro in there.
I can't. The reason why I can't put Nitro in there because, you know, I seen Nitro at my JC. You know, Amp Battle. I got Amp Battle come up to my junior college.
Yeah.
You know, on our college level is different.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't see that what I seen in high school though. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's just real. Amp no. Shout out to Amp Battles. Man, if I had to just put somebody, I like Ronnie Thomas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, that's
my top 5.
That's a name I've been waiting to hear right now.
I like Ronnie Thomas.
I've been waiting to hear that name. Y'all, that was a receiver. He went to Clemson, but he was a receiver. Ray Willie Simmons, we call him Ray.
That man used to catch that fade ball, man.
Didn't it?
Oh, my God.
I'm talking about so excellent.
The out ball, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Them boys used to like pro. Him and Willie Simmons, didn't they? Them boys used to like pro, man.
I go him.
But I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down. I ask you to fall to the ground. This is Life Football Podcast. Catch you next time.
This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.